In this video, we'll be focusing on the patient folder, specifically the patient history tab, and how to use VIA to sort the history to pull out some specific information we may be looking for. VIA tries to make this process as easy as possible by giving as much information as we can from one screen, yet still keeping it very easy to read. We can search for the patient folder by either coming to the Search for File section here and simply typing in the patient, finding the patient that we would like, highlighting that patient, and simply clicking on the patient file area under the access menu. Or if the patient has already been loaded to the desktop screen, we can simply find that patient, use the hot link functionality, double click, and be again taken directly into the patient folder. As we see, the folder itself has been broken into tabs that are set up to help point us in the right direction, starting with the History tab and taking us down through the Notepad. We'll focus on the details for some of the other tabs in these later videos, but for now we'll continue to focus just on the History tab. The History tab is broken into 4 sections: the visit, the review boxes, and the alerts in the lower left. Let's focus on the visit box. VIA creates and separates our contacts by visit, so we're more easily able to track and sort the reasons why the patient has come to see us and what services and inventories we've used for that specific visit. A visit in VIA doesn't necessarily have to mean that a patient has physically walked through the door. For example, here in this refill visit, we may have refilled the tripod's prescription but never actually have seen tripod for a specific exam. Then the review boxes on the right will actually give us the details of what went on during that visit. The top box, populated from the invoice or the electronic medical note, tells us what services, inventory, and even soap notes we did for this patient for this particular visit. The bottom box will give us the detail of the highlighted line item above. For example, if I wanted to review the electronic soap note that I've created, I simply highlight that note I want to review and come down here and review. Here you can see the medical note, subjective, objective, assessment, plan, etc. So what happens if we don't have time to review all the visits individually? Well, VIA can actually do the combining and sorting for you. We'll simply hit the Combine All Visits button here, and then using this middle bar, All Notes, Tasks, On Through to Diet, to help sort out the information that we're specifically looking for. For example, by hitting the All Visits Combine and the Lab button, VIA now brings out all but only the labs we've ever ordered. And then the same functionality holds true. I can highlight the lab that I want, come down here and review the result, highlight the lab I want, come down here to review the result, etc., etc. Now, VIA takes the Lab Results button to a further step in this Lab Results tab, allowing you to pull out just specific tests and see how those tests trend over time, but that's actually information for another video. So again, all we want to see are the lab or the image studies. Then I click All Visits Combine, click on the Image Study button, and come down here and review the results. If we have the DICOM integration set up within VIA, and I do have an image associated with this image study, I'll get this View Images button where I'll simply select that button and be able to review that image in its entirety. Again, information for another video. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to ask your VIA representative. The History button, again, allows us to easily sort the visits, find the information that we're looking for a specific visit, and then even combine all the visits and pull out just specific information on items, labs, image studies, vaccinations, down onto the diet drugs.